Verizon Marine, I don't have to tell you about our senior center. They were kind enough to stick my name on it. That's sometimes a little dangerous when somebody's still alive to stick their name on something. So far so good. I intend not to tarnish that. I'm not going to talk about the ballpark and those other things, but we started getting involved in doing things that made people want to live in our community, want to be a part of not only North Little Rock, but Central Arkansas. I took a little slack for this, but the Greater Little Rock Chamber of Commerce built its new building. And it's certainly a showplace and a great place for economic development. And they asked me, I was asked if North Little Rock would contribute $100,000 to the capital program of that building. And I thought, okay, this is going to be kind of an interesting chore, and I was wondering, because North Little Rock had never invested money on the south side of the river. We'd always maintained that division, that strong, the water meant something, at least the river meant something. And I know over the years we wanted to make something different out of that. Instead of the river dividing people, we wanted to make it where the water united people. And we've come a long way. Again, I don't need to cite the 6 bridges and on. But we're a small enough community that we have to work together. We don't need 2 of one thing, we need the best of one. And that's what we started working toward happening. And I want to credit Jim Daly and Buddy Devine, for a lot of the philosophy that we did. Central Arkansas Water, one of the things that they say in the future is going to be, and you can see what's going on in California and out west, one of the real challenges the future is going to bring is a good, adequate supply of water at reasonable rates. Well, we worked a long time to put Central Arkansas Water together, and that was no easy measure in doing that, and I won't go through those details. The regulatory stuff, I know that Fritz talked about the regulatory aspect. One of the things that, I like our form of government. I appreciate the mayor council form of government, the one that I had a chance to operate under, for 24 years. Because we could make things happen, and we could make things happen quickly. We didn't always give the answer that people wanted, but you got an answer, and we tried to make sense of that answer, and we tried to work, with the regulatory community in terms of reducing them and addressing those that made sense, and those that didn't make sense, we got rid of. Our council met every twice a month, and I presided at the council, and with 4 council votes, I could make something happen. If something happened I didn't like, I could veto, and it took 2/3 of the council to override the veto. But the council was a real integral part. Maurice Taylor, I see sitting out there at the table, and Maurice, along with several of his colleagues, we worked together as a team. And we also worked together with the business community, not only the Greater Little Rock Chamber, but one of the first things that I went to when we decided to try to, I was working with Warren Stevens and thank him for the gift of $6 million worth of real estate to partner with our voters. And Dickey Stevens Ballpark, is a result of that. And that kind of quality of life. I remember a fellow with Windstream it's LS Glass Fiber, that did the windmills. The site selection committee person came over at the shovel turning and told me, he didn't say that they selected Little Rock because of the minor league ballpark, but he said, I come to your city a lot because I really like minor league ball. And it's those kind of quality of life things, in addition to dealing with the business community on an upfront and quick and responsive basis, that we like. And that's exactly what I want to do in Washington. It makes sense stuff. The partnership things that we need to do, the regulations that are onerous and burdensome, I have to deal with them, every day. I can talk about, we talk about, and I'm glad now that the South Side and we have a Bass Pro Shop. Many of you might remember that North Little Rock was picked at first for the site location of Bass Pro. Well, the area that we've got there, has some wetlands in it. We grow mosquitoes, and we hold a harbor for, rotten tires. And that was row cops in the 1950s before the interstate got there. But because of environmental impact statement needing to be done rather than environmental assessment, which was done, but for that, and of course, course, the real estate public busted a little bit after that. The Bass Pro Shop might very well have been more Little Rock. Now, I'm glad I've become a little bit more parochial than my 54.6 square miles. I've got 7 counties now. And what I'd like to do for the 7 counties is exactly what we had a chance to do in North Little Rock. And that was make people's lives better, work with the business community, work with the development community. I mean, I see well, I think Richardson Properties over there have got several developments. Keith does in North Little Rock. The thing I like is people said it's a whole lot easier to do business in North Little Rock than other places, and that's kind of what we need to do on a national basis. We need to make sure, that when there's a regulation, whether the EPA puts it out or whether some other agency. I know that we're fighting right now. The last thing I did when I was at City Hall, we had regs that were coming in from the Corps of Engineers about certification of levees. And the amount of resources we had to put in that. That was after Katrina and Rita. A whole different dynamic occurred down in New Orleans than occurs along the Arkansas River. So regs have a tremendous effect on us and our ability to move things forward. We want to make things happen different in Washington, and we've got on-the-ground experience. We've had to deal with it every day. We want to make things happen in these 7 counties, and we're excited about the opportunities of working together to make this country and this community a better place. And I've got, like Roby always lets me talk about my grandchildren. I've got 3, and their future is important to me. And those kids, along with these 7 counties and the rest of the state of Arkansas, as well as the country, are the top thing on my list. And I won't ever stop thinking about making lives better for the folks that I represent and those that are in this country. We've got to have a future, and that future depends on us working together to make things happen. Thank you very much.